Good morning, happy Wednesday, and welcome to your English lesson this morning. So to start with, we're going to be doing a quick spelling activity to decide which oi we're going to be using in these words. When we hear the oi sound, are we going to use an oi diagraph or an oy diagraph? What are we going to use this morning? So we've got these words here. We've got joy, soul, annoy, foil, destroy, boil, point, noise, and oily. Okay. Oi we normally use at the beginning or in the middle. So an oi, spelling of oi, we normally use at the beginning or the middle. And an oy we normally use at the end, or if we've got a vowel. So before a vowel, we use that oy sound as well. So if we hear the oi sound before a vowel, we use that one, but normally it's at the end. So first word you're going to have a go at writing, and you're going to choose if it's oy or oi, is boy. So 10 seconds. How are we going to spell boy? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So boy, we spell it with an O. And a what? Oh dear. We spell it with an O and a Y. So boy is spelled O-Y. Next one, because it's at the end and we usually use that O-Y at the end. Right, next one, coin, 20 seconds, write it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, another 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, coin. Our oi sound is in the middle, so are we going to use OI or OY? Yep, we're going to use OI. Absolutely. We're going to use OI. In the middle, OI. Fantastic. We're going to use OI in the middle. Right, next one. The sound is at the end of the word. The word is toy. Toy. What letters are we going to use at the end of that word to make the oi sound? Toy. Toy. How are we going to spell toy? Is it going to be the OI or the OY? Write it down now. Off you go. Okay, and it's going to be, because it's at the end, it's going to be our OY. Fantastic. And the last word, oil. How are we going to spell oil? It's at the beginning of the word. Is our oi sound? Which one is it going to be? Write it down now. Off you go. Okay, fantastic. We're going to put our OI in there today. Okay, so we're going to put our OI in there to make it oil. Okay, so we've got OI at the beginning and we're making the word oil. Fantastic, oil. And it's because it's at the beginning. Well done. Fantastic if you got all of those right. So today we're going to up-level sentences. We're going to improve sentences. We're going to make sentences better because we're going to be doing this when we do our writing about our poem. We're going to be adding some extra words to our poem, and we're going to be adding some extra features to our poem as we go along. Okay, so the first step today is you're going to read a sentence. You're going to read a very simple sentence that's been written very basically, and then we're going to write an improved sentence. And we're going to see if we can include these things in our writing. Punctuation, so make sure they've used the correct punctuation, or we could make it more exciting and use different punctuation. Adverbs, so you did some adverbs yesterday with Miss Flaherty, and you learned all about how adverbs were used and how we could use them. So see if you can bring some of those ideas into today's sentences. Conjunctions, so extending that sentence and using extra bits into it, and noun phrases, okay? So we're going to have a real go today at having a go at these sentences and using these features in our sentences today. So what does up-leveling a sentence mean? To up-level a sentence is to make a boring sentence more interesting by including lots of extra details, such as changing I saw a cat, very simple, with no punctuation at the end. It must be a nursery child at the Palmer Academy. I saw, changing it into, I saw a beautiful furry cat sitting on the red brick wall when I arrived home. So how has the sentence been improved? Let's look back. Has it got the punctuation it needs? Has it got the adverb? Has it got a conjunction? Has it got a noun phrase? Write down all of those things that it has used. Off you go now. Okay, well done. So yes, if I go through, I can pick out, like I would in class, with my pink pen. I don't know if I've got a pink colour, but I'm going to use purple. Oh, what's that done there? Okay, back again. But I'm going to use my pen. So I'm going to underline all the things that I can see, like I would in class in your writing. Underline all the really good things, and I'm going to use blue to underline it. Right. So I've got my noun phrase and my expanded noun phrase, even a beautiful furry cat. And I've also got a red brick wall, another expanded noun phrase. I've got my adjectives and I've got my noun. When, I've got my lovely conjunction when. So I'm telling you when I arrived home, and I've got my full stop at the end, my punctuation. So the only thing from Miss Druce's list that they haven't included in their up level is an adverb. So I'm going to put an adverb in here. So I saw a beautiful fairy cat sitting, because obviously an adverb describes the verb, so it's got to come after my verb sitting. So sitting, and I'm going to use the word lazily. So lazy is my root word. I know that when I add ly, if you're a Miss Quitchy's phonics group, you have to drop that y and change it to an I and then add ly. So it's going to go in there. I saw a beautiful fairy cat sitting lazily on the red brick wall when I arrived home. So I've up-leveled it. I've made it better. Okay, I've made sure I've got all those features, and I've included it to make it a much more interesting sentence. So an expanded noun phrase is one way you can do it. So it provides extra information about the noun. You can use adjectives to give more information within your sentences, such as the giant ferocious lion. Brilliant. Gigantic ferocious lion even. So just saying the lion ate the meat, the gigantic ferocious lion ate the meat. It makes me have a better picture in my head. Some kind, helpful children. So in year 2, we have some kind, helpful children. Rather than in year 2, we have some children. It's not selling you very well, but some kind, helpful children. Yeah, just like we do have. And on the pond, I saw 3 swans, or on the pond, I saw 3 elegant white swans. Write down what you think some of these words mean. I'm going to pick out the two. I'm going to pick out ferocious. What do you think ferocious means? And what do you think elegant means? Okay, and write it down now for me. Off you go. Pause the screen. Okay, so ferocious means scary, furious, aggressive, big teeth, and probably about to eat you. Ferocious. And elegant means kind of the opposite. It means someone that's very, they walk very beautifully, they stand up straight, they're elegant, they do things nicely and calmly, they're not messy or clumsy. Elegant, okay? Very good, elegant. Now, also you'll notice that when we use 2 adjectives together in an expanded noun phrase, not in a sentence, only when they're in a noun phrase, we put a comma in the middle. Instead of saying gigantic and ferocious lion, we just put a little comma in there. But if you were saying the lion is gigantic and ferocious, then you have to use and. But if the adjectives come before, you can take away the and put a comma in to make your expanded noun phrase. So remember that when you're doing your expanded noun phrases today. Conjunctions. So you can use linking words. So linking words give us some extra detail to your sentence, such as our basic sentence was, Emily wanted a pet elephant because she thought they were really interesting. So Emily wanted a pet elephant, basic sentence. We use the word because to give a reason why. And like we've been learning in SPAG, it's all about giving that reason why, because she thought they were interesting. I will be late home if, so if is what we use when we're saying that something might happen, if I stand talking for much longer. So if I might stand talking, so the thing that might happen is I stand talking for longer, I'm going to be late home. So I will be late home. You're giving me a bit of extra detail about that with your if, with your conjunction. So let's have a go at practicing. I've got a very simple sentence here. My mum went to the shop. Okay, it hasn't got the right punctuation, hasn't got any of our features that we wanted to have in our sentences. So pause the screen now and have a go at up-leveling this sentence the best way you can. Off you go. Pause the screen. Okay, well done. So to start with, the first thing I'm going to change is I'm going to make sure that I start with a capital letter, because at the beginning of a sentence, we need to have a capital letter. So my, a capital M. My mum. So I'm going to use a noun phrase to describe my mum. So my tired, kind mum went, and now I'm going to bring my adverb in here because I've got a verb, so my verb is went, to went, not to went, to go, but in the past went quickly to the, I'm going to use another expanded noun phrase, noisy, busy shop. And now I'm going to use a conjunction. I'm going to put my because in there, because we had ran out of bread. Okay, lovely. I'd like to see some of your sentences. So if you have time, don't worry too much, because I know we're using Teams more, but if you do have time, email them to us at year2@theparliamentacademy.com, and I can have a little look at your sentences. But see if I've used everything. Oh, and I remembered my full stop at the end. It's my punctuation, but I could have also used that, because ran out of bread, exclamation mark. So either way, I could have used my punctuation. So let's go through and tick and see if I've removed everything. Punctuation, I've used everything. Punctuation I have. Noun phrases, tired, kind mum, noisy, busy shop. Conjunction is my because. Adverb went quickly. Okay, fantastic. Right, have another go. The man walked his dog. Pause the screen. How can we up level it? Using these different things. Off you go. Okay, fantastic if you've had a go at that. So again, like in the last sentence, the first thing I'm going to do is make sure I've got a capital T at the start of my sentence. So I'm going to use the sweet old man walked slowly. So I'll put my adverb in after my verb. His spotty, cute dogs. And they enjoyed their time in the park. So let's go through and let's make sure that I've used everything. So punctuation, yeah, I put my full stop at the end. I remember that, and I've got my capital letter at the beginning. Noun phrases, expanded noun phrases, I have got sweet old man and spotty cute dogs. So I've used that, well done, and I've used that. Conjunction, I've got and in there, and my adverb is slowly, that describes how he walked. So both of these things are in my text and are there for me to use. How fantastic. Brilliant. Okay, now let's move on. So you're now going to use this in your poem, okay? And you're going to try and use some of these extra things in the poem sentences. So if you go on to assignments in Teams, you will find this activity, and it's got the original sentence, which is run to the hilltop, race to the sea, and you can have a go up level in it. So run quickly to the tallest hilltop, race noisily to the blue sea, because you need to get there fast. Okay, or run to the hilltop, or else you won't see the beautiful view. Run to the hilltop when it is dark. So have a go up leveling these sentences as best you can using these 4 things: punctuation, conjunctions, noun phrases, and adverbs. Okay, so have a go at improving these sentences and using them to the best of your ability. Okay, just have a go today. You might want to put run to the hilltop and race to the sea. Okay, run to the hilltop when it's dark. Run quickly to the beautiful hilltop so you can see a wonderful view. Have a go at using those conjunctions, those punctuation, expanded noun phrases, and adverbs, and we'll have a look at them on Teams. Okay, if you can't get on Teams for any reason, feel free to write the up-leveled sentences and email it to us. But we are encouraging people to use Teams as much as possible now. Okay, have a lovely morning. I look forward to seeing your sentences, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.